Hello everyone, Michael the Mechanical here. Sorry, bad intro. Michael the Mechanical here. I got some good news. After days, after hours, after a long time searching for parts, like any part for that car, and having no success, I've somehow stumbled upon the holy grail of all parts for the Tartar through the company that manufactured the thing themselves. Whether it is actually the same company or not, I haven't got a clue, but it is specifically a Tartar website that's dedicated to parts. And because I was looking desperately hard for a thermostat or information on a thermostat, now I've actually got something to go off of, and even a technical drawing that actually helps me identify what it should look like. That housing, there's one, two, three, four, five. I'm pretty sure this one has six, but there's 5 holes in this one. Okay, so let's have a look at this drawing here. So this drawing shows there's your water pump, the drive gear, the fan. I think that's actually the water pump because it's got the fan on the belt on the sorry, it's got the gear on the other side with all the teeth, and I don't even know what it's called. The pump itself is on this side, and that's driven by, I believe, that is the timing belt that drives the pump. It drives the cam on the head. It drives the crank, but it's driven by the crank, and it drives the water pump and the cam and the pump, injection pump. So if we look at this drawing, it's got the 4-bolt pattern. And actually, while I'm here, I might as well see if I can grab the original drawings. I also, talking to Mum, I was talking to her about expenses, and both cars have a lot of expenses, but to get the Tartar running, that's the maximum it's going to cost. Whereas with the Triton, there is about 8 grand worth in repairs. There's about 4 grand in the suspension to be done, 2.5 in the engine, not including the head, which is 1,200. CV joint needs to probably be replaced or investigated. That might knock down the cost. The drive shaft to the front, to have it fixed, is going to probably be about $60. The tacker to be repaired is 220. Both the cars have that same problem. The front windscreen has chips in it, so it needs to be replaced. And the wiper blades will be replaced when the window gets replaced. Tartar just needs the major service, which is essentially the head gasket, water pump if I can get something, timing belts, head reconditioning, which it could come to that price. It could be less though. I believe I overestimated that. The thermostat, I said $80 because we don't know what it's going to cost. It's actually more like $40, so it's about the same as before. The oil change is about 120 because of your parts, and then the taco is 220. So that comes to about 2 grand. And if I put this one to the side, hopefully not losing it, because I need those numbers, we've got the drawing that I put together. And I said in the last video that I'm going to try and draw this off camera. And this is what I came up with off camera. So this is my solution to trying to replace these two components. But instead of replacing both, we leave this one intact. We put in a spacer plate that will accept any thermostat we design, and then have this clamp the thermostat in that location. That seemed like the best solution I could come up with. Okay, live messages are visible. Yes. Because it said for some reason it's been turned off. Now, if we compare this drawing to that one, we can see there is a hose missing. There is a pipe missing. The two bottom ones appear up here. Like it's that little fitting next to the other fitting. That's these two bottom ones here. The top one is not in this picture. So that's curious. The rear one is way bigger. But it's essentially, this is the part, this is the thing we're looking for. We've got the information now. It is that thermostat. And we now know that we've got the right thermostat as well, which is this one. And it's an 83-degree one. I'm pretty sure it's in the picture as well. That's what they've given us. So that's what's in the Tartar, or what's meant to be in there. So this item is already in the cart. And I wanted to... They got a really bad site. If it doesn't show up the price, that tells you there's something wrong. Because I've been looking at all the prices and trying to judge things. But if we go looking here, it doesn't say unit price. It doesn't even give you a price. Okay, So this site is a bit broken. So if I say add to the cart, it does actually tell you a price here. It says $33.60, and I wrote down a number that was in the total. And so if I go here, I believe it is. What did it say? It said $33.60. So if I write in here $33.60, but that's $3,060. That thermostat's worth about $54 for that one thermostat. It's like, oh my god, that's expensive. That's more expensive than what is it called? The other one. And I actually came up with a different price. It came with that price there, so I have no idea. I'm gonna go with this higher price. It seems more logical to copy and paste it and replace this one here. The way I change values without changing the text is just to do it like that. Like if you try to paste a variable, it will literally do something weird sometimes. So yeah, essentially all the parts seem to be here. Everything in their site, engine parts, where's the filters? Filters, they literally have a picture of a Tartar filter. These things are all labeled as Tartar. Look at this filter right here. It is literally Tartar. It is literally a genuine Tartar filter. It's no aftermarket stuff. It's literally an actual filter for their actual machines. I wonder if this is in English. I don't know. No, it's not in... Oh, no, it's not in English. Okay. Yeah, that is pretty interesting. It doesn't say I can add it or nothing. This combination does not exist for the product. Please enter and select another combination. I have no idea what they mean. This is all weird. So, because this doesn't actually show up any prices, that's not very helpful. But what we're going to do is we're going to refresh this page. Hopefully this will show add to cart, because it doesn't say it can be in any combination. It's $15.62, which will be essentially half the price of the other thing. It's about $30. Actually, it's going to be more like $40 for it because of that. So I'm going to leave it at that. Essentially, this is the Tata Telcoline 1.9 liter diesel engine. I wonder what else we can find. What else do we have hard time with? We know they have that. Exhaust seal systems, gaskets and seals, I believe. If we look in here, we might actually find genuine parts that match up to the Tartar. We gotta look. So gaskets and sealings. I don't think this is actually what we're looking for. Let's see. Motor parts, motor seal. Motor seal sounds like it might be the right stuff. There we go. Gasket, turbine, inlet, the cylinder head cover. And what's this one? Cylinder head cover. Okay, if we look at this picture, it's blah blah. It is literally probably the exact same head. So this is normally slanted a little bit. It's hard to judge, but this does look like those bolts, to which we have whatever to do, and that's the gasket for that rocket cover. Okay, can we find any other parts such as the head gasket? Oh, intake manifold. So is that steel? That's a composite gasket. So there is literally rings for your exhaust and just hollows for your intake. They also have these tiny little ports in it, which is interesting. I'm gonna guess that's for air circulation. But yeah, gotta leave it alone for now. Turbine. Here's our head gasket. And now we can have a good look at this picture. And it looks like it doesn't have fire rings, but it does look like it has fire rings. It's really interesting how we're looking at this head gasket. And it looks so difficult to understand. And yeah, this is how head gaskets are starting to look. They literally put these little beads in them. And that's a new thing I found out. So Not with the head gasket themselves, but anyway, we're gonna go to the Super Cheap website and see. Not that one. We want. Oh my god! Can it please just go to the Super Cheap? Okay, it was the BX. I'm pretty sure it was BX 920 head gasket was the one we found. Paying. Here we go, BX 920. So if I was to put this to the side for a moment, put this to this side, come on, do the draggy thing properly, and then drag this one to the side, drag this one over. Do they look the same? Okay, this looks different to this slightly. That one lines up to that. There is that little pinhole. It's a little bit different. They've got the little holes in between the cylinders. Has the same water jacket. Has those two holes up the top, but different sizes, which is interesting. Has those holes down the bottom. Has those three in between those cylinders. Three in between those cylinders. Three there. Top two. Top two. It literally looks like an identical cylinder. So these two gaskets are exactly the same, but this paying one is $246. The real question right now, unfortunately, is closing that. How much is this one actually worth? This one says 43 euros. This one already has another product in the card as well, apparently. So 43 euros. If I say 43, the answer is it should be a $70 head gasket. That $243 is just expensive. I don't think that's something I should keep in the list. And then even their clutches are cheaper to order, but then you have to ship them, so it could come to the same price. You never know, it could be this price. It's expensive though. And it's always tiring at this time of the night. So it only has that one little difference between the two. I don't know how critical that little spot is between the two gaskets. All I know is now we know for certain that that head gasket was the right head gasket. What about this cylinder head? What if we want a cylinder head? What is this thing worth? There's 3 bolts. Now we can get a better look at this. So there's the rear. The rear one is the one we're looking at right now. So that rear is that rear plate there with the hole. That was where we were looking on the head. They look exactly identical. I have no doubt this is the exact cylinder head that we'd need if we were to recon the head or replace it. That is 600 euros. I bet you that is expensive. I'm gonna go to the euro calculator and just put in 600 because that's like $1,200 or that's about $1,000. So it will probably cost a lot more than that Australian dollar, to get that cylinder head here in Australia. If we were to order it, that is. Okay. If we were to order anything, I would get the frames for the headlights because they are cracked. I'd get the grille because that's cracked. Screws if I can get them. I'd get the new corner lights because it'll be cheaper to buy the smaller stuff, I reckon. Although you'd still have to pay a lot of shipping to get them here. Oh, God. I'm just so getting tired all the time. At least we can now look at this and see what these... because it's all going to come down to those Precom chambers. I'm pretty sure I can get them replaced if I need to. Then there's the seats for the valves. I don't know how good they're going to be. We're going to have to pull the head off. That is a really weird pattern. That's exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust, exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust. That is the weirdest pattern I've ever seen. I normally see intake, exhaust, intake, exhaust. It's normally that, not this exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust. That is just strange. Okay, I've never seen that before. So what was I thinking? I was thinking of... Oh, maybe they have a dash here or a taco. Let's see what's in here. They don't look like they have much. Let's see. Come on, let's see what you got. At least we know they're recycling by reselling parts for the vehicles, at least. Bumper grills. Oh, that could be good. Blank key Minder. Is this still the same vehicle? No, it's a Tata Safari. We don't want the Tata Safari. We want the 4x4 Telcoline. And then we go here, and then we can look straight for whatever we want. So that head gasket looks like it's the right one. Where are you? Body parts, skins and grills and nickels and stuff. Okay. So what are we looking for? We're looking for key, lock, and assembly set. So if it ever got broken into, at least we know we can get something like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's a grill. There's a bumper rear. I have no idea. And there's bumper corners. Nope. What else could we be looking for? Body parts, because it might have more body parts available. It's got the... I have no idea why they say economy. There's nothing special about it. Locks, doors, washers. Lights. There you go, there's your lights. They don't do the frames. Ah, jeez. If only they did. That could have been so cool. They got wheels. I wonder what their wheels are that they're talking about. They got spares. That can't be for the car. That looks like the right one for the car. It's a 16. Wheel bolt to rear axle. Yeah. I think this is a pretty interesting site. It will all depend on what I need to keep it going. Just in case you guys are wondering what site this is currently, it is literally the eshop.tartar.sk/en/132/wheels. Essentially, the wheels part doesn't even matter. It just is the eshop.tartar.sk/en. En being Europe, I believe. That's what it represents. From what I can remember, that's what that stuff represents. Other than that, we now know that this head gasket is definitely the right one for the car. So we can buy one. It's just super expensive. I'll probably spend that amount and get 2 gaskets. The more I buy, the more I've saved per gasket. We'll see. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video. Soon I'll go to sleep. But if I have to do anything, I have sent an email off to them because I have an email on their website somewhere where I can essentially ask them anything I want and see what they can do, because this is stuff that was really hard to find. I got this drawing. This drawing helps a lot in identifying that these parts aren't identical, but they're so close and similar that's not funny. I didn't realize there was the cooling system, the hoses. Do they do hoses separate, or is it all a part of the same thing? Don't they say hoses here? I was wondering if they did them, because we're talking about engine parts. Maybe it comes under engine parts or something. It should be in the cooling system though. Assembly piston cooling. Oh, okay, it's a nozzle, camshaft, cylinder head with valves. Oh my god. The one hose which is buggered in the car, they've literally got here. So this is the one that's in the car that's buggered right now that we're talking about. And this is a brand new one. What's that worth? 20 bucks? Oh my freaking god. 59 euros. That is literally a $120 part right there. That is expensive, to say the least. I wonder what else we can go looking for. I know we just found a hose. That is kind of exciting. What else is there? Thrust washer, don't worry about that. Tappet STD standard. I have no idea. There's just one hose, that's it. That's literally all they have for hoses. One hose. The one that we need. So, if we want to get a new hose, there's the answer. We don't need a blue looking one. It can be a spare, the way it is now. Or we can have custom ones probably made up, more than likely. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video here. I'm so tired that I'm yawning. I'm pretty sure it makes the videos blur. Just like I am. I'm a bit blur at the moment. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day or night, wherever you are in the world.